3, 2, 1. How we doing, Max?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't know.
Doing good? That's good to hear. I mean, you've been back since when? Friday?
Thursday evening.
Thursday evening. Came up to visit?
Yeah, basically. Needed to
Get out
leave
of
the cities for a minute.
Get out of Minneapolis for a bit.
Yeah.
Just change of pace.
No, I'd been planning to come up here this weekend for quite some time.
Okay. Yeah, we were actually going to go to Vermilion, but it just fell through.
It's probably a good idea to not expose old people to I was in the cities at protests and shit. I probably shouldn't be around vulnerable people.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, we want to stay safe in these trying times of COVID-19.
I can actually get tested for COVID for free.
Oh, really?
The student health clinic on campus. So I'm probably gonna go to do that Tuesday.
Okay. So you go to the U, right? What's your major?
Okay, it's
your bachelor's major, because I know you're going for
yeah.
a PhD, but what's your bachelor's degree?
If all goes well, next spring I'll graduate with a BS in it stands for bullshit, by the way. Cellular and organismal physiology.
Bullshit? What do you mean by bullshit? That's what I'm getting, buddy. I know so many people in the profession of engineering that just have their bachelor's. And even the people who have their master's, they don't go up much from just having their bachelor's.
I call it a bullshit of science because it's basically just a prerequisite for grad school for me.
Yeah, because you're specializing.
You learn about physiology. You can tackle any topics in pharmacy or healthcare.
Okay. It's kind of... I'm not in that field at all, so...
It all kind of funnels together.
Okay.
A lot of people in the same college I'm at the UCBS, you take the same classes as each other for 4 or 5 semesters. And then you essentially just go, well, I'm going to look at plants for 6 months, or I'm going to study bacteria and, not be able to go to lab because COVID. And
oh, yeah. My labs became videos online that we would watch, and then we would answer the questions that she had at the end, and she would answer them in the video of her doing the lab. So it was literally just keep scrubbing forward until you find the part where the answer is, and you can see it because it's labeled, and you just you find that part, and you watch maybe 30 seconds of the video, and you get all the answers for all the questions, and you don't even do the labs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, mine was much shittier. So the lab videos were just essentially supplemental material to go along with the lab manual that's specifically for that class, that semester with that TA. And we would just have these fucking giant lab quizzes, 30 or 60 points.
What? So you had to read the lab and then answer questions?
Yeah. And
okay.
Just general questions about the source material, the kind of labs we were doing. It was about growth media, plates for bacteria.
Growth media? What do you mean? What is that?
The solid agar that's in a petri dish or a broth culture, which is liquid agar. Okay. It's unsolidified.
The fuck is agar?
Oh God, I can't. God, it almost does a gelatin thing. You see a petri dish and there's it looks almost silicone in there.
Okay.
So that is something. You make a broth mixture and you heat it up and sterilize it in an autoclave, which uses fucking pressure and steam and heat to annihilate anything living.
The autoclave does?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have that mixture. Yeah, autoclave. Okay. And you get that mixture, and it's typically in a giant, 125 mil Erlenmeyer or bigger, a liter.
Okay.
Depends on how much you make. So if you make, say, a liter of it, you dump that into about 30 petri dishes. And those are what you use to inoculate bacteria.
Oh, shit. Okay. So that's what you learn in your labs? Stuff like that? That's one lab?
That is the foundation of what we do in that lab. Oh. That's day one, making culture.
Okay. Do you grow multiple different kinds of bacteria and study them?
Yeah. Yeah, my microbiome lab this past semester was really cool until it went online, and then it was the shittiest fucking thing in the world.
What? How do you do? That seems that I don't know like at all about it, but like that seems like something that's super hands-on. Like, how do you do that online?
Exactly.
It's like impossible. They'll have to send us like little kits, little test kits.
They would just give us like fake data or like data like one of the TAs got from like a previous semester.
Okay.
And they'd basically have us like write reports with that data. Like, we didn't do it. It's
so uninspiring.
bad. Literally, we had like 2 lab reports due after COVID. Mm-hmm. Didn't turn one in. Turned one in half done. Just took it SN. Said fuck them.
Damn.
Because there's really nothing I was getting from that lab report at that point, except how to write organized research. Okay. Writing a little bit better. I've done it before though, and I won't need to use that in grad school until a couple years down the road. So I said, "Fuck this."
So you didn't like? Did you fall off? Did you slide like everybody else? Like when?
Oh yeah, I slid a little bit.
Everyone just
Not terribly.
slid like you. But that was the thing. You could. Like I only did class for probably like 8 hours a week, maybe less. Like that's totally different from the life I had at NDSU of me just like waking up at like 6 a.m. to go work out and then get to class and then be at class until like 4 p.m., make it home to eat and then do homework until I fall. Like that was my life at NDSU every weekday. And now it's like 8 hours a week. I just like come to this table.
And you have no routine all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I didn't care about school for like 2 weeks after COVID hit. I was like, whatever. I just kind of skated through. And then I was like, oh shit, this is serious. Fuck me. Mm-hmm. I didn't do too horribly. I got like an A, a B, a B+, and like a C+. But I took, I think, everything except the A and the B+, SN.
Okay. Pass, fail?
Yeah. Satisfactory, non-satisfactory.
Yeah.
Usually the cutoff for that's like C- like 70%.
Okay. And what does that like do? Is that just like something that I don't even know how to really explain it. It's just not like something that they pay attention to on the report card. Because like they pay attention to A's and B's and that's how you get your like GPA and stuff like that.
No, I'm not concerned about it at all.
What are S's? Like do they just skip over that?
Satisfactory or non-satisfactory. It's just I didn't want a B and a C+ on my GPA really.
So do they even count it in your GPA? Do they count
in SN? No.
Okay.
Even the grad schools I'm looking at have said, if you're a Fall 21 applicant, we don't care if you've taken like prereqs or anything like that SN from this semester, no matter like how important it is. Even if it's a prereq specifically for that program, they're accepting SNs.
Okay.
I think they even said they're going to do it the spring after that too.
How do you take a pass-fail class? How do you like get... That was the
You do the same
question.
thing you would do all year if you're taking it AF, but you just got to try to get 70% or better usually.
Okay, but why? Like, how does someone qualify to take a class? Like,
you just select it when you go to register.
Oh, really?
Yes. Some classes don't allow it. Some classes are only SN at the U.
Okay.
The end of my sophomore year in the spring, we took like it's like an intro to like higher microbiology in society or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That was a pass-fail, but they had the pass-fail mark. They raised it up to 80. They can kind of do a lot. They do whatever the fuck they want.
But what if someone just took like only pass-fail classes all the way through college?
Well, you wouldn't.
Because like there
you
was
could earn
no
enough
class.
credits if it was like a lot of I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter except for things inside your major that you are required to take.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. I want to shift the conversation a little bit to more like the chemical side of things that you've done in school. Like you've worked with like you've talked about different like combinations of chemicals and different mixtures that make certain like drugs. I mean, yeah, drugs, but like how they make like I don't know, like insulin and all that other stuff. Like
insulin is actually the way we get insulin is really interesting. We grow it with microbes. You take all the coding material that's required to construct human insulin, and insulin has like an alpha and a beta strand, and you select the DNA and put it into a vector. A vector is a circular bacterial chromosome. use these things called restriction enzymes to open it up. And you have to have a matching sequence for like the sticky ends, the tails that aren't double bonded on your DNA of interest and the vector.
And that's
like the first part of it.
Okay.
So you take a vector. You take a vector for each of the alpha and the beta strands of human insulin,
okay,
or bovine insulin, whatever you're working with. For the certain human is what we're doing with bacteria.
Do we use both of those? Do we use bovine and human insulin, or is it just purely
I think some insulin is like an aggregate of human and bovine.
Really?
I'm not very certain actually.
Like insulin you can buy for
prescription insulin.
Yeah, prescription insulin for diabetes.
Well, here's the thing. You grow it with, so you have that vector. You inoculate bacteria with that vector. They replicate it, and then you can put that in like something like a sheep or something. Or you can put the vector in like cells of a God, what are they called? The
cells of a
the organelle that like makes milk.
An udder? Were you talking about?
No. Wait, not the udder itself, not the tit itself, but like where the tit juice is coming from. You know.
Yeah,
milk isn't stored in the boob.
The glands, buddy.
Yeah, and you can like insert that into like the glands of like sheep, for example, and then you purify insulin from the milk, and then you hydrolyze the whatever you're using to block the two strands from annealing, and then you just anneal the insulin and purify that again. That's how you get a lot of things like insulin.
That's whack.
Yeah, it's crazy. The market's also just super fucked up for it. Not because it's hard to make, because Big Pharma is pretty evil.
Big Pharma's pretty evil.
And health insurance companies, HMOs, all that shit's just fucked.
Dude, so how close is Adderall to meth? How close is that? I wanted to ask you this question because this is something you probably know.
I mean,
not saying that you like do meth or Adderall. Like I'm just saying like this is something.
I'm really not sure what the chemical structure
look that shit up.
Either of those molecules is.
Look that shit up.
You're gonna need to.
They're both in the same class of drugs, though, which are the amphetamines, which are CNS stimulants.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's not pinned to my taskbar because I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, that's all right. What do you want me to look up?
What were you saying, Max?
Some of meth and Adderall.
Yeah, the difference between
they're both amphetamines.
Yeah,
I mean,
what makes up like an amphetamine? Is it just like a certain chemical compound?
A lot of carbon, hydrogen.
Okay.
See if super easy search does anything.
And how do you like
look up
There you go.
There it is.
like
yeah,
so,
there we go.
So
pull that up, Jimmy. They're quite similar.
But just you can pull up Wikipedia.
Pull up anything. Okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll go back.
There's enough of a steric difference though, because which stericity is like where the electron fields are on a molecule, and that kind of forces it into like the most stable conformation.
Okay. It's weird. How do they... The weirdest thing about it is like, doesn't... Like when you make meth... When someone makes meth in a lab, they have to use like industrial grade like solvents, and they have to use like fluid for car, like... You know what I mean? Like antifreeze and shit.
It's like shake and bake,
I guess.
Yeah, you just need precursor and the right agents to change the chemical makeup of that precursor to be meth.
And when they use those really shitty like store-bought compounds where you can't like buy industrial grade chemicals to like use to make like
filthy.
Yeah, it's filthy. It's because it's filled with all those other chemicals.
Filled with impurities. Horrible.
That's like when you put the antifreeze into the vat of meth that you're making, you're consuming that antifreeze into your body.
Yeah, you saw Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
And the whole point of like Walter White's meth power trip ego thing was just, I want to make really good meth.
He did make really good meth. He made the best meth. Like out of anybody. Like the whole country knew, the entire cartel knew him. He knew like the cartel boss.
They're just
that show's so good.
And that show, I think they said like in season 5, they started like selling it to like Czechoslovakia, and Eastern Europeans know their methamphetamine.
Yeah, they started shipping them in like Tupperware bins or whatever the fuck.
The Las Pollos Hermanos. It's like the chicken gravy. There's a bag of meth in it. But yeah, I think after he hooked up that Lydia bitch, what was that country? Madrigal. Do you remember that kind of sequence in the later
And like
season 5, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they started putting in like oil containers and sending it like overseas. Those kind of like my favorite show.
It's a great show.
Like drama, at least, of all time.
So I also wanted to ask you about you were down at the protests in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
since
so
you lived
Gabe.
there. Gabe was also there. Yeah, you guys should talk about that a little bit because like when the last podcast that we didn't
Where do you want to start?
You guys didn't get to talk about like what you saw at the protests and some things.
Before we start, I just don't think we should get like directly political with it. I just want to kind of talk about
that's
the
what
experience.
I mean, like your experience with it. Like I don't mean like what side you took.
There,
and, like,
yeah,
how
exactly.
fucked
There's
up it
enough
was.
being said about it right now too.
I just want to hear your experiences. Like who'd you meet? What did you see? Like
we met what are their names? Will and Charles.
Yeah.
No idea their last names. They're two guys from like South Minneapolis, and
Will and Charles.
Yeah, they said they were on the news because. So should we start at the beginning?
Yeah, like the first
giant march left the stadium.
Yeah, we started off at U.S. Bank, and like we were just outside of there for a minute. You know where the flagship is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just like climbing on top of that, and then
Max
came. Yeah, Max came and met because like a bunch of people are on top of the flagship, but Blake wanted to get some good angles because he was shooting for just like whatever, he wanted to take pictures of everything going on. But yeah, we just climbed like the front of it and got up kind of like towards like the dragon head part, and like it was cool because like we could see everything. And but yeah, I don't know. They were at the student held protest that was on campus somewhere or like close to the bank. I don't remember. Where
Didn't you guys like link up that day? Like both the protests were walking and they like linked up
okay,
together.
So I marched on campus.
Mm-hmm.
We protested at the UMPD's like precinct building.
Like campus
yes, they have their own, which is a good thing, but they actually cut ties with the MPD like after that, and
I saw that. Yeah, they tweeted.
They're not contracting them anymore for any public safety events, Gophers games and shit. They're not using them.
I bet they
any
get paid a shitload of money for something like that. Like they get a big like donation for something like that. Like if they do it for free, they have to do like some. I guarantee you, Minneapolis or not Minneapolis, but UMN, University of Minnesota, definitely donates to them. Like when they help do security for football games and stuff like that. Guaranteed.
Yeah. So we're protesting there, and at this point it's like 7:35. Curfew's at 8.
Oh yeah, curfew was creeping up, and like we were just looking around. No one was leaving, and if anything, more people were like just showing up, and it's just like, what are they gonna do? Can't take us all away.
And Gabe, I don't think we linked up until after curfew.
Oh no, didn't you? Because he was coming.
I was coming across
our way, and then we started
Stone
moving
Arch because they closed the 10th Street Bridge. And
we ended up being up by the Guthrie, didn't we?
Yeah, we met up like at the Guthrie Theater, like over by the mill, like kind of by the gold metal flower sign, like kind of near like Mill Park. It's not named Mill Park. What's that called?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like Mill City Park or something.
I kind of feel personally. I feel like the curfew is just like an excuse.
Total
for them.
bullshit.
The first night it was. Yeah, they didn't have like the full support of the guard at that time, so there's no way. It was just more to like try to.
It was try to arrest people, is what it was. It
no,
felt
it was
like
more
such a
so
ploy.
so they wouldn't like hit a lot of like the Federal Reserve and stuff like that. So like, everything's still standing and like all their supplies for like the actual pandemic. I think they just wanted people to like stay away from that.
That's a good point. What if somebody was like actually like, let's go hit the Federal Reserve, like the riot night?
Untold amounts of chaos would fucking erupt if that shit happened.
Yeah,
horrible. I do not condone that.
That would cripple the economy of like us, like our economy. The government would be like, "Have fun, guys! Like, have fun with that chaos." Straight up. Well, yeah, it's true. That's the heart. That's the heart. That's how you kill the beast of
we were marching through downtown. The crowd left from the stadium. Me and Gabe met back up. We kind of brought it up from the back to the front. And we were marching past like the Fed Reserve, and I was like, "Hey guys, that's the Federal Reserve right there." Just in case you ever need to know that. Sort of jokingly, kind of, but
yeah.
No one there was like incendiary.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was very
like
peaceful.
a couple thousand, or well, at least 1,000.
Several
plus,
thousand, dude.
probably, yeah. It was really cool. We were just kept marching down a couple blocks, and people would just like start joining off like towards the end. But we came up where like we were in the middle, so we were following like a bend, and then we just see like another group of like 1,000 people like coming from another direction. It became a super group. It was dope.
Yeah, that was actually crazy. Because we came around that corner and I turned my head and there was just like at least 1,000 people like right there marching towards us. I was like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what was like the energy like in that crowd? Because like, when you go to a concert and when someone's really rocking out and everyone's feeling it, like that is one of the best moments in all time. Like it feels so good. But like the energy in the stadium at that time is just like crazy. It's inexplicable. It really is.
It was a palpable feeling.
I bet it was. I bet it was
Angst.
powerful. I felt
angst, disgust,
Really?
pride. I don't know. Seeing that many people come together, that upset about something and that willing to go risk their lives during a pandemic for change, are not there to fuck around.
Oh, yeah. It
The
was super,
feeling of that, the way I saw
crazy.
like our cities, communities come together was. I had like just like. That first night, like right when curfew hit, I just had like a fucking moment, like in my own mind, and I just like shed like 8 tears, like, immediately.
It's crazy. It's not crazy, but it's just like we are in such weird times. Something like this was not going on in like fucking 2005. Like nothing was going on.
Simple days.
Hoodwinked got released in 2005, but that's. I don't even fucking know. That was a total lie. But
That was probably a fairly good guess.
yeah, it's probably around that time. But
Pull
I'm
that.
about to say. I'm about to say this is exactly what I'm here for.
So I heard your girlfriend has an OnlyFans. Jamie, pull that up.
pull that. 2006.
Oh my God.
But very
my
early
God.
2000. No, very early 2006 though.
Very
The
early.
earliest 2006.
Holy shit! No.
Days off.
The film was released in the Weinstein Company in Los Angeles, California on December 16th, 2005. I was fucking right.
Oh my God.
On a technicality, but yeah, you were.
I fucking love that movie. I've seen it probably 100 times. I still have it. I still watch it occasionally.
It's such a the animation is
It's so
fucking
bad.
dude. Pull that rabbit up right now. That's bastard. Is this a Weinstein? Is this a fucking Weinstein Company movie?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, it's-
I mean, so is like
crazy
every, so is
bunny.
like every Tarantino movie.
The crazy fucking bunny and Hoodwink.
What a guy.
If I remember correctly, he was a conniving rat bastard. The
Oh,
bunny,
he-
wasn't he the bad one?
Yeah.
And the wolf was like chill.
Oh, I thought you were talking
That was
about
pretty
Weinstein. I thought you were talking about I was like, oh yeah, dude.
I
Like,
got a feeling.
oh my god. Are
Weinstein
you are you
was
showing
the
the
rabbit.
screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Yeah,
making sure.
I was gonna say.
But dude, why the fuck?
So
Look at that
cursed.
animation of Red Riding Hood. What the fuck? Those eyes are huge. Dude, what the shit? I hate this animation. It's garbage.
It's early
Don't
2000s.
even lie. You want her to give you like CBT.
Nasty.
Let's see.
You had me on cock and ball torture. You had me on.
For those who couldn't hear that was cock and ball torture. Oh god. That movie, dude, Robots? That movie's underrated.
I
But
love Robots.
is underrated.
Yo,
as
that one
fuck.
robot had a dumpster.
Miss Fanny.
Yeah. No, her name is literally Miss Fanny.
Miss
Is that her
Fanny.
name?
I think so.
What
I'm
the
almost
fuck,
certain.
man.
I'm almost certain it was Miss Fanny. Like, dude, remember she backs up on him and he's like, ah! Like, he just like gets stuck on the door and shit. And he's like, he has to like scrape his like metal body out from behind it and like scratch paint and shit. That's like
We have derailed this podcast.
good. That's such a fucking weird movie, but it's so good. Robin Williams is in that movie. Oh,
No, that was okay. That's
What's that?
way not specific enough.
What was that?
oh, fuck. These are fun. Podcasts are so
Yeah, it's
fun.
a good time.
Is
I'm
it?
enjoying
It
this.
is. It
It's
is.
fun. It's really fun.
It's good to just sit around a table and just
Wait.
bullshit. No phones, no like distractions besides like maybe a couple of internet searches to like make sure. This is like commercialized like bullshitting, and it's amazing. Podcasts
It's
are awesome.
shameless.
It is.
Shit.
It is shameless.
Really?
It is shameless. People like listening to conversations though. Like,
Yo,
it's
should we,
taking off.
Gabe, should we talk about the Will and the Charles dude?
Yes.
The tent?
The tent guys.
So
Oh
after,
yeah, and like seeing the trucks.
okay, the whole point of that earlier story, because that protest spilled out onto I-35 South and then went west on I-94.
We've been walking so long, like earlier in the day, that like we
We did,
were
like,
on the
10
highway for a
miles.
minute,
Legs
and,
are
like,
killed.
Yeah, my legs just like couldn't
So-
go anymore.
Yeah, we cut back across like east of downtown area, and we're going towards like. Oh my
real good.
god!
Dude,
Did
I
the
bet-
mic get that?
Probably.
I hope so,
We'll
yeah.
check later. We'll check later. We'll check after. But it might have.
I cringed.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. My neck sounds like a handful of firecrackers like going off at the same time. It's so
Sounds like you got
gross.
a bunch of fortune cookies just stuck in your neck.
Fortune cookies? Nah, dude, it's pizza crust. It's that fucking crunch in the commercial. Oh. Let's not talk about food. I want to hear Will and I want to hear about Will and
Pizza
Charles.
crust.
Oh, Will and Charles.
Fucking commercial.
Will and Charles.
I'm a straight glutton, dude. I love food.
So there's still protesters on I-35 South. Do you know where Bobby and Steve's Auto World is?
Yes,
Shout
this is
out
part of
Bob
my
and Steve's
chair.
Auto World.
You peeling pieces of your chair off. Okay.
That's what I do when I'm anxious.
Put your HUD up.
Oh, this is the t-shirt. Keep talking.
So there's a group of protesters. They looted 2 UPS trucks.
Basically, just like walked up as it was happening to you. Like it just started getting good. Like, throwing boxes out of the back. Like as soon as we started walking down the ramp, it was so funny.
Didn't a dude like snag some skis?
Yeah, I saw a dude putting skis on the top of his car.
I was really jealous of the ski. You got the best, like probably the best thing out of that truck.
All I got was somebody had like ripped open a box to like, let me see what's in there, and it was just a case of like chocolate Ensures, and it made me lose my mind. I started whipping them against the ground hard enough to get them to explode.
Those are thick containers, dude. That's like
Thick wall. That's like
thick wall container. That's high quality
the ones in
plastic.
the
It's expensive.
no, the carton ones.
Oh,
Because we hit that thing hard enough, it just folds out.
oh god, I bet that was magnificent.
Anyway, yeah. So we left
The moment of
because
power.
a group of people was like yelling at somebody. They're like, "You're." Somebody there might have been like an undercover cop or something, because like this group of like protesters like kicked a dude out of this gathering. Yeah.
Like jeez.
Then they started like a little like campfire with all like the UPS boxes.
It looked exactly. He was dressed exactly like that dude that smashed the windows out though.
Yeah,
like,
that
all
agent
black, gas
provocateur
mask.
on cam at that AutoZone on Lake Street.
Yeah.
I walked past that AutoZone and shit was decimated.
Actually, I think
Holy
that one
shit.
was like. Or well, the one that they thought the officer broke, I think, was the one that was closer to the precinct, and not that
Yeah.
one. But yeah, they burned every AutoZone down they could.
Why?
I don't know.
Why AutoZone?
Well, it was mostly corporate businesses, honestly.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, AutoZone is a
any
very
corporate business
corporate.
on Lake Street.
There was one like cookup tent that got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, didn't. So you met the guys that set up the tent.
this tent on I-35 South. They found it in a UPS box, and they set it up, and they were just chilling there, like listening to music.
It was awesome.
The cops had blocked like the highway off because they knew protesters were there, so they were just like occupying it. Essentially, they'd set up like detours around that part of the city. A lot of the city got just locked down during all this, which is a fair price.
Locked down.
Yeah, cops shutting down highway entrances and exits,
Really?
barricades.
So like you couldn't, if you wanted to drive through Minneapolis, you couldn't.
you would have some trouble depending on the time of day.
Wow.
Still, like Sunday, it was still fucking crazy fuck there.
Do you have to, like, go around?
We had to go through like this bend, like a U bend onto an exit, because the cops had like bottled it all off. So you like, if you tried to exit, you're like forced to talk to them. And they walked up to each car like one by one. They're like, "Where are you going?"
Yeah, and we had to like tell them like, well, we're just like, trying to leave.
He was funny about it. He's like, "Yeah, get your ass out of here then." And I was like, "Can I just get on 280 right there?" He's like, "Yes, go." Fuck, man.
Jesus.
God.
They probably. I feel like that's pretty smart of the cops to do that.
Oh, they weren't playing around.
They were looking for vehicles without license plates,
Oh.
which are almost always
Or out of
outside
state.
agitator
Yeah,
or like
or
a
out of state.
provocateur.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of people going around just causing violence to cause violence and taking advantage of the fact that the city was just swamped.
And like on that same
Damn.
note too,
Condemnable.
Oh yeah,
behavior.
we talked about that on the
how many
last
people
podcast.
were telling us that there were like people or like white supremacists riding around like white trucks on Lake Street and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Just
breaking
wild.
shit, causing
Yeah.
violence, trying to make like they're just doing it out of pure hatred and racism, and it's awful.
They want to start a race war.
Yeah. That's fucking gross.
Not in Minneapolis.
It's disgusting.
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
So yeah, the police were really targeting those people the entire time.
Okay. That's smart. And that's not something you hear about on the media. Like what I was hearing was the fact that like police officers were just going in there and like forcing protesters like and just kicking the shit out of them.
Well, that's because the protests and things they were showing on the news is what somebody wants you to see. You don't really get to see things and decide how you feel about them. You're told how to feel about something. Then you have to like, did it really happen that way?
That's true.
You have to
and it
almost
goes both ways,
independently-
right?
Yeah,
It goes both ways.
That's just how I feel about mass media in general.
Like people love the media. Like my grandma told me.
Unicorn
Did
Riot.
I tell you this?
Unicorn Riot was on the scene, and they were completely
Unicorn
unbiased.
Riot, yeah.
They were just there. They just had dudes with cameras all over Minneapolis and the cities. They're in Philly and stuff right now.
That's awesome.
They had really good coverage because it was like the same shit I was seeing.
Where
Like,
are they
friends
out
were
of?
sending me. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
like
know 'em on Twitter.
it just the media is so ridiculous. But my grandma told me this statement. She's like, Fox is evil and they lie, but CNN tells like 100% the truth. And I was like, that guy right there on camera. I was like, is he telling you 100% of the truth? And she's like, yes. And I was like, really? And I was like, if I were to flip it to Fox right now and ask you the same question, you would say, no, he's lying about everything. And she's like, yes. And I was like, that's so black and white. That's such a black and white view of it. And at the same time, like, people who love the media and believe everything, and then there's people who hate the media and believe nothing. And they're both equally damaging.
Hell
They
yeah.
are. They
Pull
are.
Unicorn Riot up, Gabe.
Oh yeah, I was just trying.
They're both equally damaging. Like if someone's like, "Oh my God, that didn't happen," and it was on the like news, but it was like a natural disaster.
Get on their Twitter,
like a natural
baby.
disaster happens. They're not even listening.
Trends
They're so.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Are you logged? Are you going on my Twitter?
not
No.
necessarily. But
We're just looking at
like
Unicorn Riot's page.
Okay, just don't go on my Twitter.
Okay.
They had a really good coverage. I don't think we really need to watch it, but
Yeah. Shout out Unicorn Riot.
yeah, I'm
Shout out Unicorn
plugging
Riot.
Unicorn Riot.
Yeah, I couldn't really find like where they're from, but yeah.
Are we allowed to show this? Is this allowed to be screen shared?
I mean, it's Twitter, right?
Oh yeah, that's actually. I think if you can access it, it's like fine to share.
Right, and
They don't
yeah,
mind.
none of us are really logged in either. It was just off of like.
Okay.
We're not stealing their content. We're
No.
plugging their content.
So,
yeah.
They're not mad.
A podcast with what 60 people listening is like, they're like, what the fuck? Give us money. You owe us for that.
I can get you a case of Schmidt.
Just one case of Schmidt
Case of Schmidt.
from Cold One Liquors. Didn't you met
Shout
the
out
guys?
Cold One Liquor.
You guys met the guys that set up the tent.
Yeah, they said they're on the news. Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. Their names are Will and Charles
Oh, okay.
Shout out
Didn't,
Will and Charles.
from
got-
Minneapolis.
You guys like went and talked to them, didn't you?
Well, we were just walking out of there. We're going back to campus
Yeah.
because it was late.
Yeah.
It was like 11:30 at that point.
Yeah, I'm not saying you
We
were
were
like
just
a part of
yeah,
it.
we were just walking home, and we were yelling about the fact that we were seeing people down on the highway throw the tent in the fire, and they came up and they're like, "We built that tent. Did they burn it?" I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Hell yeah." We're on the news. I was like, "What?" Thanks for coming out. I'm Will. I'm Charles.
Oh my god, that's
Hi,
awesome.
I'm Max.
They burn it. We built that tent.
Cool as hell.
That's so funny, dude. Oh my god. Why wouldn't you build a tent on the highway? Like if you're occupying it and you're just kind of
was-
chilling there, like
It was so just arbitrary
that's hilarious.
that it was really just a good demonstration of protest. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know.
That's wonderful.
UPS is insured. Fuck them.
But that's not even like you're not even causing damage at that point. You just built a tent. There's no malicious intent
Yeah,
in that.
there-
Excuse the pun, but
We met this other dude on the scene there, like watching the fire. He's like, "Was that a UPS truck that got hit?" He's like, "Yeah."
All right, anyway.
So this hippie, like this white dude with like dreads showed up. He's like,
sure.
did they hit that UPS truck? I was like, yeah, it was crazy. He's like, I'm a UPS driver. We've got hit a few times. And he just laughed about it. I was like, what?
Yeah, he did not care.
You have to be insured with something like that. You're carrying around goods.
It's
Many goods.
It's like, I hope at least a few people got new Nintendo Switches when that Target.
For sure. Someone probably got, because
Someone's playing Animal Crossing.
I ordered that camera right there. I ordered that one off Amazon, and like I ordered my first one, and it got there in like 3 days. And then I ordered my second one, and it never ever came. It never came, and it last said it was in Minneapolis, and I was like, fuck, like, dude, someone got my camera. Like, someone took it. It was in Minneapolis, coming to me, and they fucking got it. I hope they're happy.
I got my radio, or I cut my aftermarket stereo in my fucking piece of shit 2000 Honda, jacked.
If you stole a radio out of no, I'm not gonna dox your car like that.
Whoever stole the radio of a 2000 Honda in St. Paul last Sunday at about 3 to 4 o'clock, your mom's a hoe.
Totally dox your cars. License plate is XYZ
It's not
333.
It actually spells juicy. They let me put a heart on it too.
They're like, we have to make a new stamp for this. There's a special stamp for this, but we're doing it just for you, just because it says juicy.
I'm the first guy they allowed to throw a peach emoji
on your license plate.
It's juicy pizza emoji.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. All right, I want to get more into like, you have done the research on like how to make hard drugs. You've done the research. Who hasn't in your fucking profession?
Dude, it's not like I'm really looking for it. I see it on like deep web and like Reddit before it gets like taken down.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like it just gets posted like every once in a while. Like everyone's seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like no one everyone has people not like know about that? It's accessible, like
no.
super legal. I don't know.
It's accessible information.
Yeah.
That's really, I'm not using it. It's interesting information though.
Yeah.
Making DMT is pretty simple.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I don't know much about it.
Oh, you just know that it's simple.
Yeah, I use like naphtha and root extract from some sort of palm from like South America.
Okay. Don't you just
It's the same tree that they use the vines from to make ayahuasca.
Yeah. Isn't like ayahuasca is just an edible form of
It's like DMT.
DMT. Yeah.
DMT. EA.
EA Sports.
In the game.
In the game. But so ayahuasca, do you know
Oh, wow, Gabe.
have you ever seen
Didn't know if it was appropriate to screen it, but I looked it up.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize you're on camera. This is Beth, everyone.
You didn't realize I was on camera.
No.
How bad?
dude,
I
we're
was
We
like
had a
looking
whole
at it.
conversation about how I was.
I thought he moved it.
yeah, dude, no, it's
Well, they can't
From
hear
we're like
me
45
anyway.
minutes
Trenton's
in.
angle, we moved it so that we could see her.
Yeah, like 45 minutes in, like Beth's been here the whole time.
I was only looking at the TV screen
Oh, when it was okay.
when we were looking at like
But what I wanted
bunny
to say was
hoodwinked and shit.
so have you seen Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia?
Yeah, that's a really good show.
Really good. He actually goes down to Mexico to find a shaman to take ayahuasca.
What show?
Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia.
Hamilton's
I think we watched an
Pharmacopoeia.
episode once upon a time in
It's-
my apartment.
It's on Adult Swim, or it's on like Vice, I
Hulu.
think. It's on Vice.
Yeah, Vice makes it. You
Vice
can watch
makes
it
it.
on Hulu,
So, wow.
though.
Must be good then.
But
Watch it
yeah,
on
so
Hulu.
what he does is he goes down to Mexico and he finds the leaves that they use to make ayahuasca, or the ayahuasca leaves. I'm not sure if it's just a leaf or it's already, they have to like process it to make it into ayahuasca to make it psychoactive. But he gets the plant and then he goes to the shaman and she's like, eat this right now. And so he just eats this fucking like tasteless leaf, like just eats it and he's like, oh, this is terrible. Like he was eating grass essentially is what it tasted like. But he eats like 2, 3, 4. He has to like stomach like 8, like a couple of them. And then like she's like, all right, come back tomorrow. And he's like, I don't feel anything. And she's like, come back tomorrow. And he's like, oh, this is whack. So he goes home and then he comes back the next day, like later that night. And she's got like a whole ritual thing set up. Like there's candles and there's like a special pillow and like a special rug that's used only for those ceremonies. And so she she's like soaking the ayahuasca in like some sort of liquid. I'm not sure if it's just water or whatever, but she makes him eat like 14 of them. And since they're like watered down, they go down a lot easier. But he eats like 14 of them. And like by like the 8th one in, dude, he is so high. He is so unbelievably high on like DMT. He's like tripping nuts. He's literally telling them like, I'm underwater. He's like, I can feel the air around me like moving. And he's like, I'm so connected with the earth right now. 8 of them in, like the 14th one, he just goes like completely mute. And he just like sits there like this. And she starts rubbing his chest and like singing music and shit. And she starts like stimulating his body, not in a sexual way, but just like a probably like a meditation way and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people do jerk off during those sessions. I think that's like something that's normal. As weird as that sounds, like that's not normal to us. But like I'm pretty sure he was like rubbing his thing like while it was going on, which is very common. It's a very, very
probably
common thing.
Has to feel amazing.
Oh, I bet. But it's just like that experience. And like he came out the next day and he's like, I'm not hungover. He's like, I literally feel like I entered a different world and then came back. Like I felt like I was the same person in both situations. He felt like he was like having an out of body experience where he himself was himself somewhere else. Like he wasn't like just messed up. He was hallucinating. And it's super cool. He also did, there's one where he actually showed people.
Some white monster.
Absolutely. Let's share our germs. COVID-19.
Honestly, do you want to grab a couple more beers?
Oh, yeah. We can.
Toss one to the tech.
You guys want pizza?
Well, they're all different. They're all different beers, but
Do
do you want a Forgotten Lake Blueberry Ale, or do you want to keep this? These are yours.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
I want the green one in the bottle. Not the Lucky Buddha, which is awesome.
No, give him that one.
No, can't remember what. Chase recommended this to me.
All right. Yeah, drink it.
What is that?
Grosh. Grosh. I love the accent spin you put on that. Grosh.
How do I open this without hurting someone across the table from me?
I don't think it.
Is that
I think it just tops.
It's
It's
a
not
beer
pressure.
topper.
It's not like super pressurized.
Oh shit, that's cool.
It's
a
just
bougie
enough
top.
pressurized.
Do you want to leave this in here? So you've got a
Yeah,
little
just
beer lineup up there.
you don't have to finish it either. You can go dump it out.
Yo, this is
later.
actually
It's not a
sick
big
because you
deal.
can recap it. You can recap it. To
Oh
like,
shit! You wanted a beer, Gabe?
Can I have another one?
My bad. Can Gabe have one? It's your beer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I have. Do you want a Dots and Loops?
Yeah.
Surly.
Surly?
Those are really good.
That's whack. Looks like it was made by like a bunch of electrical engineers that started a brewery.
Sci-fi beer,
Shout out Surly.
Space future tech beer.
one adult beverage enjoyment.
So there's also another episode of Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia where he
Seen the Quaalude one?
yeah.
It's not even Quaalude. It's Mandrax. South African Mandrax.
Isn't that like the same thing as Quaalude?
It's Quaalude. It's the same chemical as Quaaludes.
What happens in that one?
So, okay. The fucking most interesting thing about that is, so the precursor chemical for Quaalude, which was like a Chinese pharmaceutical, I think it was originally designed as like a sleep aid.
That's
you've
one
seen
hell
the-
of a sleep aid.
If you've
That's,
seen The Wolf of Wall Street, you know like what it is.
that's one hell of a sleep aid. If you stay up, you start fucking tripping. Like if you get past the point of where it's like trying to make you sleep, like Quaaludes.
I don't know if you're tripping necessarily, but it kicks in.
Yeah, kicks in.
And fucking
Makes you feel great.
They get the precursor.
It's not
They get-
healthy, but it makes
They
you
get
feel
like a
great.
precursor analog from China. They trade it for abalone on the black market.
Explain what an analog is, just so we have context. Like I don't work with chemicals. and
Same
stuff like that.
chemical. Essentially the same formula. Might differ by like a hydrogen.
So it's like the
Like
base.
a single double. But yes.
Okay.
Usually just differs in steric chemistry
Okay.
and 3D conformation.
Okay.
So it essentially does the same thing, but there's a million things that can go wrong. That's why things like 25I, which is like an LSD analog, really dangerous. It can make you have like a fucking seizure because it's not broken down and processed in your body the same way as actual LSD.
Okay.
So
Is it just more toxic? Like, what is it about that
not a
specific
necessarily
analog
toxic.
of LSD?
Can't remember what is super specifically dangerous about 25I, but if you take too much, it can impair damage or like kill you.
I've heard of people who've taken like.
There's the potential for a misreaction is high.
Do you know? I guess this is more like neurology or something like that. But like when you take too much LSD and like you get tracers afterwards, like what is going on there?
I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
Isn't that like because your cerebral cortex is still like shut off and it's still like processing everything that's going on?
I'm sorry, are you talking about after?
Yeah.
You're tripping?
Yeah, after. Like after. People see tracers for
You have like a flashback.
years.
I don't know
Because I know like
why that happens. Does that happen?
I'm not going to name any names, but I know a person that did that. And they were talking about I was hanging out with them. And we were just like
Fuck.
We were just like hanging out fucking and he was telling me about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm still seeing them like to this day." He's like, "I took it probably 6 months ago." He's like, "I'm still seeing tracers like every day."
Sucks.
So you're just seeing this thing called motion blur?
I don't know. Like, do you see motion blur every day? Like,
Look at a fan.
yeah. Like, look at that. But like, does it bother you that much to where it like sticks out? Like, if I imagine
exactly. Go ahead.
dude, it's probably because his brain's just running on like way less frames.
I have no fucking idea. What
Way
that
less like computer frames. That's all it is. Like we're running on 30 frames per second. That's why the fan looks like you can see the spinning blades. But like his is probably like 5, so it just looks like a solid disc above him.
Yo, what's that disc on your ceiling though? It's a fan. Shit.
His brain just is super slow at this point because of the damage that he took. That shit is dangerous. Did you ever hear the origin story of how like acid was found?
Albert Hoffman.
Yeah.
Amsterdam.
Yep.
I can't remember what year, but it was
Rogers.
April 19th. It was April 19th, which is known as Bicycle Day. Because that was the first day he successfully, he kind of thought he might know what it was. So he synthesized it in his lab, and he didn't realize that just touching it with his hands
Would get him.
without gloves would make him, and he started fucking tripping balls. And he took one of those big, ye old fat wheel bikes down in Amsterdam, and was probably just the supreme booler that day. And like he had to
Just
find like his friend to like take him
messed
home
up.
because he was just so messed up.
Biking on those giant bikes that are already super dangerous. Like, I imagine the momentum is crazy. Like you know what rotational momentum is, right? Like rotational momentum is the reason why like when you turn on like a disc saw or whatever and you feel it like turn in your hands, like you feel it have control sometimes. Like that's rotational momentum. And so like something that big, like a tire that gigantic, definitely has a ton of rotational momentum. So like you can't even like throw yourself off if you tried. You wouldn't have the ability to. Like that's how much.
Like a trike or something there. That'd be crazy hard to control. Yeah.
No, not like turning or anything. Like turning's fine. You just have to turn the wheel and the wheel turns, right? That's fine. But like you can't take the wheel from this like upright. You can't have enough force in your body to like turn, like to like throw yourself down.
Oh, okay.
To like throw yourself side to side because there's so much rotational momentum. That's why the wheels kept getting bigger. The bigger they were, the safer they were. And it was really easy to just roll up to a step ladder, like a high base or your roof or something. I don't know, like the short houses back then. It was, those bikes like killed people, yeah, because like they hit shit with them, and at the time they didn't know about tires and like give to something. They just had like metal fucking things on spokes, and they just hit a rock and go. Dude, that's like you're like 30 feet in the air.
What?
You know what I'm talking about? So he's like riding that big bike, and then like he's like, "No children."
Talking to the mic.
Okay, sorry.
You have a mic, bro.
I do,
People want to
do.
hear your voice.
It's that Family Guy skit where he's like riding that big bike, and then he's like, "No, children, this is innovation." Like stick things in it, and he just like wipes out. Like no one understands what he's doing. Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about at first. Like one of those giant, like crazy bikes. Like
Yeah,
big
giant wheels.
Yeah, no.
The giant, like the big. What were they called? Big wheels or whatever.
Oh fuck it!
If they're called big wheels, that's what my
Ye old
nephew's
bike.
They're called big wheels. That's what my 3-year-old nephew's fucking trike is. That's called a big wheel. So That's such a bad.
You're bringing on LSD.
Man, why would someone?
I mean,
First bite. Yeah, like one of the.
something like that.
Big old.
Yo, wait. Go back. Are those nuts for your bike?
No.
Where?
Silicone bike egg.
No.
Yo, yeah, those are some eggs. Yo, click on the. Gabe, click on the
Dude,
bike
you could
nuts.
you could bike out to your fucking you could bike out to your chicken coop and then bike back and be holding your eggs that you picked. Just have a fat sack hanging below the bike.
It's like the bike equivalent of truck nuts.
The dude on the bicycle. All right, let's get away from that.
Let's get the fuck out of
Get the
here.
hell out of old.
But yeah, like those big wheel bikes, like people bash them, but like they weren't really that unsafe, other than like you having to hit something, and that's why you had to ride them on like the streets.
I know nothing about these ye old bikes.
They're kind
of hilarious.
I went down a rabbit hole one day of it because I was just like, we learned about rotational momentum, and they're like, yeah, the bigger it is, like the harder it is to get it out of rotational momentum is to like move it and shit. And I was like, what about those big ass wheels? My first thought was a wind turbine, but I was like, who's gonna move that? I thought those big ass wheels though, big ass wheel bikes. I was like, fuck, dude.
Wind turbines are frighteningly large.
Oh, they're huge.
It's awesome.
The base of a wind turbine is like larger than a redwood tree.
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys ever
yeah.
seen them,
Like-
hauling those parts of them off the highway.
Yeah, they haul those
They're
the blades up
huge.
like 35 sometimes.
They have to cut the blades in half. Well, they don't cut them in half; they build them in half.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Well, what? They're like
To
the
ship
blades
them.
are like 190 some feet long.
dude. If you do I did the math actually on this. It was actually a problem, and it was a physics problem. Or no, it was an electrical
aren't
engineering
the tips
problem.
going at like an insane velocity? Where you just
Yeah.
they're like 200 miles an hour or something.
Yeah. Yep. But one full rotation of one of those at like 30 miles per hour or something like that. So that's like tip speed. So that's not very fast. That's like pretty slow in comparison. And it was like one turn at 30 miles per hour could power a single house for like a year. Or it was like 9 months or something like that. Yeah, it was. It's crazy how much power is generated.
Why don't we use more of that? Why aren't they more common?
I mean, think about how many houses there
Were you
are.
on that wind turbine project in like 6th grade?
I was a part of that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't have a wind turbine, but I was on like a team and I was like helping.
Fuck it, dude.
Like I didn't
Honestly, the way I see it,
I didn't build
why
any of the
waste-
turbine.
Why waste money on like wind turbines? We just need safer nuclear power.
Yeah. I mean, that is the most efficient.
I want to be in Fallout.
It's so efficient. It's so efficient.
Sorry,
gonna
been
say,
been
can
playing a lot of Fallout 3 lately.
Can we really make safer nuclear power?
Oh hell yeah! Well, 'cause
to
every time
power-
something like Chernobyl or like Fukushima happens, we learn more.
To power a car, you would only need like I think it's like a half a gram of uranium. Or no, not uranium.
Elon, get on it.
You don't need much. Like you just need a little bit to be hot.
Is that true?
Yeah, to be like at temperature, and then you just drop in water. And it's just steam all the time. You don't need much.
That's like it's essentially just a nuclear locomotive. That's
Yeah, yeah, dude. There's so much power in nuclear, like power. It's crazy how like efficient it is. It's just so fucking dangerous.
You know what are really interesting? Like the first automotives they made using just like steam engines.
Yeah, those are really interesting. Gabe, pull that shit up.
5 miles an hour.
What do you want me to look up?
Pull up those steam engine motor vehicles.
What's the name for that engine? I took a history of technology class as a lib ed like freshman year.
Ooh,
It was cool.
it's interesting.
Wait, you did?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Like steam power.
Was it a CSI class?
No.
Oh, because I might take.
Car.
I was considering taking that, but it's a CSI class.
Steam powered car. Steam car. Yeah.
Steam car? No way.
Oh my God! Did you?
Looks like a
Oh,
steam.
you guys want to hear something mind blowing? This is going to be absolutely mind blowing to you. But there's a jet out there. It's like I can't remember what jet it's called, but the way it works fucking blew my mind. So you know how a turbine works? A turbine works by taking the air that's coming in and increasing the velocity like immensely. A turbine on an airplane, not just like a regular like wind turbine or anything like that. they take the air that's coming in, they use the fans going through to make the air coming out the back extremely high velocity. So that high velocity air creates like low pressure, and the plane just soars.
Yeah.
The plane goes really, really fast. So, or it creates like a push, creates thrust and a force going forward. And there's a jet out there that has to be hauled into the air by like a 747 on the bottom, and it's a really small jet, but it has to be going at like, I think 400 miles per hour
To be able to fly.
to be able to fly.
I
And
think
what
I know
it
what
does,
you're talking about.
and what it does is all it is an ignition. All it is an ignition and an empty hole. It's just a square, probably no bigger than like my 50-inch TV, like a square like that, and it's a giant wind tunnel that gets increasingly smaller. And there's an ignition at the back that ignites the air coming through because it's so fast, it's such a high velocity, and it just shoots forward. And that's how they got to Mach 13 speed.
Wow. What?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
What is that called? Like a ramjet or something?
Yeah. It's called
Okay.
a
I think I've
ramjet.
heard of that before.
Scramjet is like
Scramjet, right?
No, it's Ramjet.
What is it?
It's Ramjet. Scramjet's
fucking
from
know.
GTA 5. It's that car.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
gun.
Okay, never mind.
You can jump and fly with
That
it.
was in my lexicon, but I was pulling it out of just my ass.
Yeah, it's a Ramjet, and those
That's
things are
fucking nuts.
crazy fast. Crazy fast. That's
Mach 13.
Mach 13. That's 13 times the speed of sound.
Yeah,
Look that shit up.
Yeah.
Look up a Ramjet.
Pull that shit up.
Ramjet record speed.
Oh yeah, wait, I gotta.
You know what I think is really interesting while he pulls it up? The Cannonball Run. I think you go from like New York City to
The Cannonball Run.
it's a
Is that
Ramjet record. Ramjet speed record. 5,000 miles per hour.
Dang.
X43A. Is that Elon's
oh,
kid?
it's 7 times the speed of sound. 7 times, not 13. Not Mach 13, sorry, folks.
Yeah, slight
what?
disappointment, but still impressive.
5,000
Still
miles per
impressive.
hour.
You're about
That's
halfway there.
insane to go that fast
Oh my god.
on Earth. That is nuts. With wind resistance? Dude, that's like the same speed that fucking like shuttles are coming in from space, and that's why like they start igniting on the front because they're not aerodynamically like good enough to keep
Why is the picture so small?
to stop the air from like combusting, because you can't get close to it, dude. It's too fast. It has to keep going faster to get out. See,
Dang,
right there,
this
look.
one?
Yeah, it is
To
just
the
like
left,
a tunnel.
to the left.
It's like a square tunnel with like an ignition
Left,
chamber.
second picture down.
NASA.
Far
made
left,
this.
far left
Good
of
job,
the screen.
NASA.
Oh, this one.
Far left. No, up two.
What?
Right there.
There you go.
Exactly, right
Yeah,
there.
perfect.
It's just an inlet fuel injector nozzle. That's all it is. Combustion chamber. That's all it is. It's just an empty fucking shell, and it's super fucking goofy. Physics is so weird.
Fast. It's the fast boy.
At extreme like peaks, physics is like such like the weirdest thing.
Start to break-
the most
you start-
mind blowing thing.
It seems like you start to like break rules.
9.6 times the speed of sound. Wow.
It's unreal.
Super jet.
How do you land that thing though?
Give it an old college try.
No, they probably just coast it. It's probably like got enough lift generated on the bottom to where like if it's pointed up like this, it'll just kind of coast down.
Is that thing of landing gear?
Probably has to.
What if they just like crash into the
No.
ocean and homie just boop?
That's kind of what they do with like space debris,
Yeah.
or it just gets stuck up there. Do you know how much space debris there is?
A lot.
Like a
like-
ridiculous.
you see WALL-E?
It's like all our old or what? What's
Old satellites and
Old
shit.
satellites, shit they've left up there from like
Shit
rocket launches,
flying off from the ISS and stuff.
You know how many rocket launches they had? They're rocketing fucking satellites up in space all the time. Not until like, well, they are still doing it because of like new servers and stuff like that. But every company has like a bunch of satellites up there.
Is it like big enough to like be concerning about falling back into the atmosphere or no?
No, it's going the correct speed where it's like there's not enough.
Wouldn't
there's
most
no
of that shit
resistance.
burn up before it got down to us?
Yeah,
You know?
most of it.
Yeah.
Most of the shit burns up. But
Isn't like the
like
micro debris really dangerous? Because something the size of like an ice cube traveling at like
yeah,
or a grain of rice traveling at what, like 30,000 miles per hour?
there was actually, it was a piece of space plastic I saw a picture of it on Twitter. It was a piece of space plastic, and it's in a museum in the Smithsonian. It's a piece of space plastic that's flying at 50,000 miles per hour. And there was like this huge block of aluminum that's like 8 feet tall and like 8 feet. It's just a giant cube of aluminum.
Oh, it's the impact.
It's the impact, yeah. The plastic hits the aluminum and creates a legitimate crater into the aluminum. Because the aluminum, like, relatively speaking to the piece of plastic, is traveling at no speed at all. Mm-hmm. And it just, like, the plastic hits it, and there's so much force. Because, like, mass times velocity equals, or mass times acceleration equals force. But it's just, like, crazy. The velocity and the inertia behind the fucking little tiny piece of plastic.
Nearly
Physics.
very little mass, but that V squared,
Yeah.
insane amount of energy.
Oh, yeah. If you hit someone with an atom traveling at the speed of light, if you hit someone with an atom or, like, had two atoms collide, like, and you were in between them, or you were just, like, that thing, you would be completely disintegrated. Vaporized. And that's an atom. That's, like, the weight of literally nothing.
Have you seen Watchmen? I
Watchmen.
haven't seen the show, but have you seen the movie?
The Woody Harrelson
No.
Watchmen. Isn't that...
Dr. Manhattan, the blue dude.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
What's that about?
it's good. I don't know. Just watch it if you get the chance. It's like an adult graphic novel. It's like way
Can I repeat
grittier.
Loon?
Yeah, way grittier,
Oh,
like
it's a C.
superheroes.
It's a C.
And yeah, Dr. Manhattan's a really cool character. He's
Really?
he's not really a hero even. He's kind of a villain almost.
Is he like the Neil deGrasse Tyson of, like, the science community? He's like a villain a little bit.
Yeah, he's got like some
Why
sort
is
of like
he
kind
the villain?
of like Hulk.
Scientists don't like him because he's famous. He's a famous scientist.
I have his
Other
book.
scientists don't like him.
I didn't know that. Do they actually not?
Yeah, other scientists, like, he has friends, obviously, but, like, on the general whole, they're like, why does he get to be famous? Like, they're like, I do the same shit. I'm a physicist. Why am I not famous?
Fair.
You're a fucking nerd.
Because he
Can't
didn't.
speak
They
to
didn't
people.
have like kick-ass TV shows or whatever the hell. That's why.
Yeah, he had, what did he have? The Universe or whatever?
Cosmos.
Cosmos. That show was great.
Carl Sagan used to do that. He is very much like the modern Carl Sagan.
He did only one season of the Cosmos. And it was, like, the most interesting shit. Like, it was from our solar system all the way out to, it was, like, from our planet, like, what's going on around our planet, all the way out to, like, each individual planet, and then, like, the solar system as a whole, and then, like, the Milky Way from there. The last episode was just, like, what we can observe, or what we know about, like, other galaxies around us. And, like, it's so crazy, the vast distance of space. We are in this tiny, itty-bitty little fucking speck in this giant universe.
Or nothing.
Nothing. Literally nothing. But then we can go down all the way and we can look at atoms that are literally nothing to us.
Yeah, isn't the scale of the universe, so if we're the atom and the universe is us, isn't the scale that eons beyond the scale of an atom to, like, say, your body?
Do you mean there's more, like, if they were the same size?
There's more bigger than us than there is small. I don't know.
No.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
From what we can observe, there's more bigger than there is.
Yeah, okay, that's...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, if they were the same...
It's a hard idea to...
Yeah, if they were the same... well, no, they're both infinite. I mean, there's a certain thing called, like, the infinitesimal and the infinite.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they invented those things.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're so... You can go down so small. I'm talking about, like, the legitimate word behind it, because there was no other descriptive word until infinite was discovered. They basically, like... What they did was they were like, well, we can't keep going down and down and down, because the more we look at, like, smaller and smaller things, like atoms,
It's harder
you
to
look at,
measure
like,
than big things.
a nucleus, you look at, like, a
you're like,
nucleus, you look at an atom.
We got a
and then
cork!
You look at a cork, and then you look at the strings inside the cork. Like, that is inconceivably small. But at a certain point, like, it's so small where it doesn't, like, affect, or it's not observable. And that's the infinitesimal. It just keeps going down. And then the infinite is like the universe, because it is just infinite. And there's no other way to explain it. Like, we could never explore the entire universe. It'd be impossible.
We need to explore more of the sea.
We need to explore more of the galaxy.
Let's go back to the moon.
If there aren't aliens on it.
That'd be whack. That'd be so crazy. Like, think about water bears. You know what water bears are? You know?
Yes. Tardigrades.
Yeah, tardigrades.
They're
Super resilient.
survive in the vacuum of space like indefinitely. We think we don't really. Maybe probably not indefinitely, just because of
Old age.
No, they don't age.
What?
Just at some point, like they get bombarded with enough radiation or cosmic rays to disintegrate.
They're smaller than cosmic rays. No, they're like molecular, aren't they?
Water bears
Yeah, they're like, you can observe them on like a microscope, can't you?
with a very simple compound lens. Yeah,
Okay,
I think you really only need 10 zoom to see them. But
that's why.
you can get. I mean, they're larger than something like a bacteria. They're like a bacteria, not a bacterial colony, but.
I love that episode of South Park about the water bears and the special ed talent show or science fair.
Yeah.
Oh God, those
Jimmy-
episodes are always.
And the NFL takes the water bears, and those are their new fans. And they sell them like merch and shit, and like put them in the stadium, like in little dishes. They put petri dishes on the seats in the stadium, and they're like, "We have
Such
a
a
record-breaking
funny
16 billion here at Target or not Target Field, at like BMW Stadium or whatever, Ford Stadium." Like fuck. Yeah, dude, it was so funny. And then, like, they gave them tiny little microscopic packages of, like, jerseys and shit because they were, like, intelligent water bears.
No, yeah, I remember that. That's a cool episode.
It's so funny.
Oh my God, yo,
It's Jerry Jones, and his eyes are super far apart.
fucking
so fun.
South Park is gonna have.
Jerry Jones' eyes are far apart. No, they're not.
Oh, that shit's hilarious.
I cannot wait for the coming season of South Park. They're gonna go off.
They're going to destroy I guarantee you there's going to be, like, scenes of, like, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, like, raping someone. I swear.
I don't think you can. Comedy Central might go.
Yeah, maybe not that. But like implications, like Cartman's gonna say
has
it.
been able to get away with before, like
Cartman's gonna
show
say
someone
it.
getting raped.
I think they showed Indiana Jones getting raped.
They showed him.
Oh wow, no, yeah,
Raped.
like 5 times. I forgot about that. That was really bad.
They showed Indiana Jones getting raped by Steven
Spielberg
Spielberg and George Lucas.
You gonna squeal, Ray?
Come on, squeal.
They did.
I know you can squeal like a pig.
Oh, have you seen the movie that comes from Deliverance?
No. You really
No.
think?
Other than
That's where that's a reference to. You
Well,
gonna
yeah,
squeal like a pig.
Okay.
Have you
Or
seen
when the-
Deliverance?
I've seen Deliverance. Yeah.
I think they're all reference to like scenes in movies. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
are.
they have to be.
Like
The
the
pinball
pinball
one's
machine.
really bad.
Oh god, that's so bad, dude. He's like he's gonna do it right here, and you're like, oh, that's so gross.
God.
Dude, they're gonna show a rape scene between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and
I kind
something.
of hope they don't.
Oh
It's
my
gonna be
God.
awful.
The amount of stuff they have been able
They
to get away with
they
is
showed
shocking
an
to me.
actual sex change operation on
Oh
television.
yeah, no, that was
National
like it was like
television.
medical footage.
It was real medical
For
footage.
when Garrison gets a sex change.
They show him cutting balls open.
Do they
Real
actually?
balls.
I'm a woman now. Yeah, when Garrison gets like
Real fucking balls.
How have I not seen that episode?
the gender reassignment surgery,
Oh,
they
God.
show like live medical footage of one.
Do they? Oh my.
Yes.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
clips of it.
Wow.
It's yeah.
Eek a penis. That's a blatant like cartoon pornography penis on that show, and it's
On the
showed-
back of a mouse.
Yeah, on the back of a mouse.
Have you seen my penis?
When it's singing.
Somewhere. And then the mouse is singing, and then the penis has like a way lower octave of singing.
Bad.
That show is the best show of all time.
It is
Gary. Oprah never pays attention to her Gary anymore.
The minge.
Say, Minji, Minji.
Minge.
God,
Oprah used to play with the minge.
fuck.
Oh, that fucking show.
The shit they've shown on the Martha Stewart Road Warrior queef. Do you recall that? We go in, we kill.
No, Martha Stewart shoved a whole rotisserie a whole rotisserie chicken up there. That's what she
No,
did.
she ate that with her butt because that's when Cartman.
No, it was
No, that's that episode.
It was the queef episode.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
she pulls
you're
confetti
right.
out of the
Yeah,
queef.
yeah, that's right.
This is when Cartman figures out if you shove food up your ass, she'll shit it out your mouth.
And like everyone starts doing it right away. Like Cartman shoves an apple up his ass, and he's like sitting at the toilet. And then like on national television, like actual television, they blocked it out and said this is disturbing for too many viewers, so we can't show it. And then like on Hulu, they don't. So you're just like
Did they
sitting
actually
there.
censor that on Comedy Central?
They had to, yeah. But
I
like
love that Hulu just says we don't give a fuck.
Hulu just let it happen,
Hulu
dude.
lets everything.
And I was just like, I was waiting for like the screen to go black, and I was like, all right, waiting. And then like out of nowhere, I just saw like an actual turd come out of Cartman's mouth, and I was like, what the fuck? Like it. Oh god, dude, it bothered the. It was so gross to see. Like even though it's a cartoon, it's a cartoon of pieces of paper. But like seeing them,
No,
shit
they've used
made
computer
me
animation
gag.
since like the second episode.
Yeah,
The pilot, I think they actually made that with paper.
yeah, they
and
did.
then shot it.
They did.
That shit's crazy.
It took them like what, like 6?
They
Or it took them like 3 months.
they
to
made an
make
episode where they referenced it, where they make like the Christmas movie with Mr. Hanky.
Which one?
The one where like
Yeah.
Jesus and Santa like try to kill each other.
And they do.
Oh,
and they
wait,
do.
no, that was the online one.
Integrity
No.
Coke.
That was the online one.
Integrity Christmas
Are we
Snow.
talking
What's it called? Winter Snow.
Winter
Now
Snow.
100% marijuana free.
It's cocaine. Just straight.
Christmas
It's
Snow, I
super mellow high. Have you
Oh no,
seen
that's
it?
really nice. That's not speedy at all. That's
It's not
nice.
speedy. Yeah, it's super mellow. Yeah, it's
I know
pure.
Santa.
It's pure
Santa
integrity.
doing.
Coke.
That's funny.
Jesus and Santa both do coke in that episode. Jesus does coke with Santa after Santa already does coke, and then convinces Jesus to do the coke.
Oh shit, they shut it.
They don't
God.
care.
They don't.
The last episode literally had Jeff Bezos' giant head in it and how he was trying to torture people. Like that's
He was
It
like a
was-
hive mind. Kind of
I
Yeah.
intend Bezos to rub butts with my wife.
It's all just like cerebral.
and he has like an ass like crevice in his head, like hanging off the back of his neck.
Do you remember when
That's-
Kenny takes like the school pic with his ass, and, and then
They put it on the milk
ass
carton.
family thinks that's like their missing son?
It's Ben Affleck.
That's where our faces are.
But it's Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I got surgery, Mom and Dad. That's so fucking. That is. They take shots to everybody,
Trying to be Batman.
dude. They really laid into Kanye, like a lot. The fish sticks episode.
Oh, that's so good.
The fish sticks episode. Hey Max, do you like fish sticks?
I'm a gay fish.
I'm a motherfucking gay.
You like fish sticks, Max?
Yeah.
What are you, gay fish? Dude, that whole episode is so weird. How he kills Rico, or no, who's the fucking
That was his name, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
the Latino comedian.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Carlos
Mencia.
yeah.
Carlos Mencia.
I don't know, man. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Just keep hitting him with the bat.
Why? Tell me, why is liking fish sticks gay? Is he like fish dicks, man? Just get it, please. You just get it, and then fucking Kanye just hits him right over the head, and it like his jaw like splits open, and they show it on like the national news on the episode. And they're like, someone killed Carlos Mencia. He had an ashed cigar in his empty neck hole. Oh god, that show's so fucked.
It's like a mafia move.
Oh,
What's your favorite episode of South Park?
That's such an impossible question, man.
It's not for me.
Fuck.
Mine's Cock Magic.
that's probably like one of the better ones of the new seasons.
I really like.
Episode 18, yeah.
I like the witch hunt episode.
Or season 18,
Jack and
episode 8.
Crack.
Jack and crack witch week.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Oh, it burns! It burns. Maybe take it easy on the crack.
Mr. Garrison comes back, and he's the president comes back.
Show your real power, bitch.
Just kills him instantly. Jesus Christ.
God damn.
So you don't have a favorite episode? Cock Magic is the best episode. You know why? Because it's exactly what it is.
Maybe-
and isn't.
Maybe
It's exactly what it sounds like and exactly not what it sounds like at all. It's both things, and they beautifully melded them together. It was perfect.
I like Randy be the cockpit.
Yeah. Cock Magic is making a comeback, Sharon. Oh, no. Yes, Sharon?
Do you remember Cock Magic? I remember that's why you got kicked out of college.
I was the best back in college. I remember that's why you got kicked out of college. Fucking love that show.
It's like a 3-part Imagination Land.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Is that
sure.
count?
For
It's kind
sure.
of a movie,
Yeah,
but
kind of, but still.
It's so good. Imagination.
Oh god, the Christmas critters made it. So good.
oh yeah, no, the one with the Christmas critters is good too.
Yeah.
You killed our
Blood
mom.
orgy.
Oh my god. Our Lord and Savior Satan.
Something about little
Fuck.
magical Christmas forest critters that are totally evil and worship
Oh,
Satan.
Jesus Christ.
And
We don't like Satan.
don't they give Kyle an abortion?
Yeah. They give Kyle
So
an
bad.
abortion of
It's
the
so bad.
Satan spawn that's like a little tiny rat thing. It's like a
Teach the orphan tiger or mountain lion cubs how to perform an abortion.
brings them to the abortion clinic and
No, they just do it out in the woods, I think.
But,
Yeah, no,
remember
they go to the-
Oh, yeah.
Silicon Land. It's so bad.
they're studying
it's
it.
so bad.
That is
So fucked up.
wow, that's funny as shit.
Oh my god.
I
Dude,
feel like they
it's
have
so
so
fucked
much license to get away with things like that just because it's animated.
Well, they literally have the start of their show. There's the scene that pops on the screen and says everyone in this show is not real. Everyone in this show, even if they're depicted by somebody who kind of is real, they are not that person. And like they get away with whatever they want. They had Dick Cheney. No, that was Family Guy where Dick Cheney shot fucking the dude. He's like, I thought you were a deer.
I thought you were a deer.
No, yeah, they get away with so much shit, and it's so perfect. That show is amazing. I love it. I love it, every part of it. So what else have you been doing? Like how... Don't you work at like a nursing home in the city?
So I work for a private group home.
Okay. What do you do? What do you do there? What's your job?
You know, like a personal care assistant does.
Yeah.
Takes care of like the residents all day. Give them like activities and shit to do. Administer medication. Administer medical treatments and stuff. Some of them have like physical therapy. We help them do.
Do you ever get like kind of close to like someone there, like you work
Yes,
with all the time?
yes.
You hear
And
stories.
One of the residents I work with actually died in like February.
I'm
That was
sorry.
fucking rough.
Rest in
You were
peace.
with me that
Man.
day. I was I was shooken up for like weeks. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, they
we have a
become
lot
a
of
friend.
support with like my coworkers, and the company itself kind of really understood how hard that is. That was if you work in the healthcare profession, the worst thing that really ever happens is one of your patients dies. That shit
is-
sucked.
It's because you like develop a relationship with
Yeah.
that person, and it's
You have good days with them. You have not as good days
Bad
with
days.
them. Yeah.
you're like, Tim, what the fuck? And then like other days you're like, oh, Tim, I love you. You're awesome. Like, it's just that. Tim, you shat on your bed. You fucker. Sorry, man. It just came out. I bet it's such a messy job though.
I usually clean up adult BMs.
Oh,
Some of them, a couple of our residents they
Couldn't
have
do it.
like continence issues. They're disabled. Oh no, it gets you get used to it like in 2 days. I administer like medication rectally as like a suppository. You get used to that really quick. I've had my fingers up so many asses.
oh god. I bet it desensitized you to ass play though. I bet it totally did. You're like, I've seen way worse shit. Way worse.
Oh god, I don't even want to think about those two parts of life in tangent together.
Oh, wonderful. That's a fucking great mental image to give
Wondrous.
everybody at 8 o'clock at night. Fuck, ridiculous.
When do we have to wrap this up?
We do have to wrap this up. I mean, we got 10 minutes. But
We got 10 minutes. Should we just wait for Jason to say?
yeah.
You just want to push it till we.
Fuck yeah.
We can unceremoniously if we get to go longer.
That's how it always ends. I got to start with an intro, though. I got to fucking get an intro for this podcast.
I've been telling you.
Yeah, I know.
Need something catchy.
I need some catch. I'm thinking, like, if I think there's, like, a law, like a copyright law, like, on YouTube and, like, Spotify and iTunes, and that's, like, really the only place where it matters. And, like, the internet as a whole. If you use someone's, like, song, but you use less than 15 minutes or 15 seconds of it playing, like you don't, like if we were to just play it in the background and it happened, like we wouldn't get taken down for that as long as it's less than 15 seconds. That's at least what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. Look that shit up, Jamie.
Music, oh hell yeah.
Look that shit up, Gabe.
Well, you have to help me. Tell me what you want. But
God,
yeah,
that fucking
as far as like
Ramjet,
sampling,
though.
like they'll take stuff off of like Apple Music and Spotify all the time for like too long or too obvious of a sample. Anyway, what do you want to look up?
Look up that, I guess. I don't know how.
15s or...
Yeah, like can you use someone's music on like a YouTube video if it's less than 15 seconds? That's such a long fucking Google search. Oh my god. It's like I'm trying to have a conversation with like Google's AI and
boomer shit.
Just
and
look
Google.
up, like YouTube copyright.
I don't know what that.
Music.
There you go. YouTube copyright rules.
YouTube music copyright rules.
Yeah. That's
YouTube copyright music. Click on that.
That's a good one.
copyright free 30,000 free tracks. I feel like the boys are back in town. I feel like that's an old enough song to where it's probably just open.
Do you think Thin Lizzy's gonna care?
No.
Hey, here we go. Can you use 30 seconds of a copyrighted song on YouTube?
No, it's not true that you can legally use the first 30 seconds of any song in your YouTube video without getting in trouble. If you want to use copyright music, video games, and movies legally in your YouTube videos, there's only one way to do it.
Well,
All
what
right,
if you
click
just
on that
gave them
bitch.
credit?
Click on that
So-
bitch.
How do we do it?
You should just
Oh,
like.
was this a
One way,
clickbait?
but we're not gonna tell
Is this a
you.
clickbait
Oh,
episode?
God.
Or clickbait fucking article?
Screw you, video creators, if you're not helping us out right.
There's only one way to do it. Here's how. Give us your credit card information. Give us your... What's your zip code? What's your house
Oh,
address?
God.
Where do your parents sleep? How many access points are into your house?
Did your dad work out, or is he a
Dad-
sit around watch TV guy that can be taken out more easily?
How many siblings do you have? How many windows are there in your house?
Any pets I need to know about?
Any
What is
pets?
your
Your
name?
mother's maiden name, the street of the street you grew up on as a kid.
Yeah.
Your first car.
What's your first pet's name?
Where'd you
second grade teacher?
What's your elementary school?
Where'd you blow your first load?
Oh my
God
god.
damn it. Well, whatever. I guess
Fuck it.
yeah. You're gonna have to get it cleared if you use any sort of like copyrighted.
probably.
You should use Brick House by the Commodores.
I feel like if we're doing
No.
searches like this, though, I don't have to necessarily get permission. But yeah, if you want to play like
Sure,
a
yeah.
song or something, they might get after
House.
it.
Reasonable. No, that would be kind of sick though. I don't think it's that open. I think there's songs that you can take that are like open copyright, like old ass songs. Maybe I can find something about like Boys Will Be Boys and like some really small, like really old song. Maybe there's like a song in like the 50s I can pull up and use on my podcast. That's
Yeah,
like,
there's probably definitely
open
old enough
copyright.
stuff that has no copyright on it at all anymore.
oh yeah, it's because it's like it either becomes outdated or they just like they stop making money from that song specifically, so they just make it open base and they're like, fuck it, copyright's up. We only have so many copyrights we can give out. You like the student athlete picture playing beer pong?
I didn't see that.
The sticker.
I like this one.
Oh, hey, you have a topside.
I do have a
Bloody
topside.
Mary mix sticker. That stuff is good. Give me insane farts though.
I got the ain't no laws when drinking claws. I got the dare one. I covered it with Snoop Dogg by accident because it said drugs are really expensive. But it says that under dare, D-A-R-E.
Oh, we have one of the inbound stickers from Total or Cold One.
Yeah, Cold One gave me that. I got Elon smoking a joint over here. I got Inbound Brewery. Contains
nice.
bees.
Nice. Inbound's a Minneapolis brewery. I like a lot of their beer.
Contains bees.
Indeed is good too.
I got the My Pillow guy, the Mike Lindell.
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 Yo, he used to be like a crack addict or something, and then like he
Believable.
found Jesus,
Believable.
and now he gives money to Trump.
Dude, he makes really good pillows though. He makes super good pillows. You ever had a My Pillow?
No, actually.
Dude, they're like unbelievable.
They're just soft enough for you to fall asleep at night, knowing you bought pillows from a Trump supporter.
Dude, dead ass though.
That's what they told me. That's what they told me at the My Pillow store. I was like, "That's
That's a great way to
you're
sleep.
good at sales."
Oh my god, the pillow itself is like unbelievable. I don't know why. It's just like
It's the 3 different sizes of a foam in there.
it's just like
It's
so
washable.
comfy. It's so comfy.
I made this pillow washable because I know you're gonna spill your nut on it.
It's gonna get all sweaty when you're fucking, and it's just gonna get covered in
No
air
AC
sweat.
in the Russell house. Sweating in the summer. No pillowcase.
It's gonna be like 90 degrees on Monday, and I'm not gonna go anywhere near this fucking house at all. This house is gonna be like 110 degrees. It's gonna be like hot yoga temperature, dude. Fucking gross.
You should you can make a little side money doing hot yoga in here.
Hot yoga in here. All right, me and 4 other people are gonna get super sweaty in this tiny room where Saturdays are for the boys. Sponsored by Barstool is sitting above me, and we're doing hot yoga. That'd be nasty. That'd be so disgusting. That'd be so nasty.
That'd be awesome. No, don't knock it. Don't knock it yet.
Don't knock it. Oh, I do want to try hot yoga. I feel like it's awesome.
I've done it. I used to do it a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I've done yoga before.
It's really good for you and really good for your flexibility. Hot yoga is great for your flexibility, and it's just really healthy. Everyone should try it.
I would hope so. Great for flexibility.
Yoga in
And-
general.
Before Corona, Pat was going to spin classes, I think.
Spin classes?
He's gone to spin classes
Who?
before,
On the
yeah.
bikes, yeah.
Who?
Pat, my dad.
Oh no! Oh no!
Spin.
No, not Pat.
Spin class.
That's kind of dope though. Like,
I mean, you just bike
Exercise.
in place and listen to music, I guess.
I mean, yeah, that's like the easiest way to
Pretty good
exercise.
exercise.
Lifting is so hard on your body, but it's such a necessity. Like for physical health, like in your 60s, like lifting actual weights or even doing like resistance training, you have to do at least some weight training, but like lifting weights is so good for your bone density and for your like muscle density
It helps
as well.
combat osteoporosis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you like, that's like if you fall as an older person.
Yeah, you're less likely a chance of breaking.
Yeah,
something. It's
breaking
really good
something.
preventative medicine
Super
for the
good.
elderly to get as much exercise as possible.
Yeah, it's-
young people would you fine whether.
Oh yeah.
I
it doesn't
basically
matter.
all I
It's-
really do now is just like jog and stuff. They shut the gym down in my apartment for safety concerns.
Did you ever go to the gym?
Yeah,
Really?
like twice a week. That's enough.
That's enough.
I did not know you worked out.
Oh yeah. Working out is so good for you. Like honestly, I tried to
little.
break it down one time, but like I feel like sleep is the most important thing in health, in my opinion. From some of the things I've seen, like your body does not function properly,
you need
and
sleep.
like your brain doesn't develop properly if you don't have enough sleep. And it's like there's been times where I'll go to the gym after sleeping like maybe 3 hours that day, and I feel like absolute shit at the gym. Like I can't do anything. And if I get like 8 hours of sleep, like I'm ready for my day. Like I feel good. And I made sure sleep was like my number one priority in school. Well, besides school.
I have not
besides
done
school.
that.
Besides
I have
school.
My priority is coffee.
Coffee's good. I still drink caffeine. Like don't get me wrong.
Oh
but
fuck, dude! White Monster's the best breakfast food.
White Monster and Juul. White Monster and nicotine. It's the coffee. It's the coffee and cigarette of the 60s.
Wake up in the morning. I'm awake.
Oh,
Did you spill?
Yeah, it just tipped over a little.
Spillage.
That's all right. That's fine.
Party.
Got on your purse a little.
We're gonna clean the carpets anyway. So
Yeah, it
carpets
was
get
near
cleaned.
empty. It just kind of splashed up. I spilled some beer for anyone listening to this.
Yeah.
For the dead homies.
Big bums. That's a fucking party foul. You gotta drink that now. Drink the whole thing right now. Do it.
Chug it.
Chug.
Oh yeah.
Chug pussy. Delicious.
This isn't really a beer you want to chug. This is good.
I bet it was. It looked good.
What
Looked
is that?
fancy.
Can I see the thing?
What kind of beer is that even?
It's a Grolsch.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think we should probably wrap it up. It's 8 o'clock. We gotta get out of here.
Let Jason
Jack tonight?
Jack tonight.
Jack
Fuck
tonight.
yeah.
Shout out to
They
Jack,
renovated
by the
it.
way,
It's
yeah.
so nice in
Jack,
there.
Yeah,
Have you
shout
been
out
in
to-
there
Shout
since?
out to Jack and Cloquet. Oh my God, that is
Lumberjack
the fucking
Lounge.
You go with us,
Lumberjack
tell
Lounge.
you shout out his podcast, and probably buy a couple drinks. So yeah.
Adam Bailey.
Yeah, Adam's
cool.
sick.
Adam loves me.
Dude, he's like a local celebrity. I feel like it's
Yeah, he's
so
cool.
okay for me to say his name. He's so like, if he got more famous, he would only capitalize on it. He's
I
so
only,
smart.
I
so
actually
smart.
only met him for the first time last night.
Dude, he's so intelligent.
He's a really cool guy.
He's so smart. He bought the jacket at such a young age. It's
Yeah,
just
he's had
such a
that
good
bar
investment.
for years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How old was he when he opened that thing up?
I don't know. I know Evan talks about it a lot.
That's cool. Yeah, Erickson? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was at the Jack.
He was. All right. Well, yeah, definitely Jack tonight though. But
Jack tonight.
I'll probably upload this thing.
Tonight.
Tonight. I'm gonna end this thing by pulling up Erickson's face again. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't pull it. Yeah, I remember when you did that. I was like, don't. He almost showed it.
That was when Bacchus was Jamie.
Oh, yeah. Bacchus, like, pulled up Evan's picture on the TV, but he didn't switch the screen over, so no one saw it.
Bro,
but,
you're
like,
just laughing
it was up there, dude, and we just
love
turned,
Evan,
just
but,
started dying.
Hey, you guys are kind of dicks. I heard
Nah,
that.
we
I heard that
love
podcast, and then I heard Chase was having to like deal with Erickson. He's mad about it. Or whatever.
Yeah,
Erickson
we
was
weren't.
on. No, Erickson wasn't on that one.
No, Erickson wasn't on the podcast, but Joe just, like, pulled up one of his track pictures when Evan was, like, in the action of throwing. And it's just a funny picture. Like, I have one where I'm spinning and my arm is, like, ridiculously far backwards, holding this disc with 2 fingers like this, holding it out like that, and my gut and my titty's out, first of all, and my gut's pushing forward, and my fucking cheeks are giant. Like, I have so much air in my cheeks, and I
I think I've seen it.
yeah, dude. That was when I threw like
You look like Louis Armstrong.
I threw like 135 or like 145 feet, which is like pretty good. It was just like that one good throw, but that's a fucking hilarious picture. And that was what Joe pulled up of Evan, and and then Chase and I both started ripping on him. It was really uncalled for. It was really uncalled for. I apologize publicly, Evan, for that. I'm sorry.
Nah, we love Erickson.
We do.
If he can dish it, he can take it.
I'll tell him about it tonight. I'll tell him about the podcast tonight when I see him at the Jack.
Probably will see.
What's
He's gonna be at the Jack.
one question for you before we leave? What's your favorite sticker on this table? You have a
Favorite
lot.
sticker by far.
I like. What's his name?
The John Belushi. I have the poster, so that one.
What's his
has-
name? What's that character's name in the movie?
Oh my god.
Bluto.
Yep.
Bluto.
Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty memorable sticker for me because like I have the poster and I love that movie. I don't know why I couldn't remember his fucking name, dude. That bothers me. But I have him on the poster, so like that sticker is like meh to me. It's the fucking Mike Lindell, My Pillow, for sure.
Actual chapter that Animal House is written in after was
The actual frat chapter
a chapter of 85 in.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Where was it? Give me a sec.
Missouri.
No, it was in Canada.
Was it?
I'm actually not. Okay, I remembered. I'm actually not going to say the name of the chapter.
Okay. That's
yeah, that was the guy who made the book with. So the guy who started Mad Magazine and the guy who wrote the Animal House book kind of made that movie together. The guy that wrote the book was in that 85 chapter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's fucking super cool. That's really cool. But the Mike Lindell, I want to get him on the podcast.
You want to get Mike Lindell? He's from Minnesota.
He's in Moose Lake, I know.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he's from Moose Lake, Minnesota.
Really?
That doesn't mean he's in Moose Lake.
He said I'm a hometown like
Moose Lake.
body. I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't produce them in Moose Lake, but he might live there.
I think they're made in like Princeton or something. That's where they make like Phillips vodka and shit.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Huh.
Like UV Blue, I think, is made in Princeton.
Well, we should probably
Things like
we
that.
should probably end it, honestly. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
You wrapping it up?
Huh?
All
Yeah,
right.
we're wrapping it
Yeah,
up.
signing
Thanks,
off.
guys.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, hey, hold on. Before this ends, shout out to Kate for making my logo and my banner.
Yeah,
She made that
that's
shit
really
for
sick.
free. She just gave it to me, and it's cool as fuck. Like, it's my face with, like, a beard and long hair. It's my buddies, and it's me and Dan. Me and Dan both run this podcast. He's just in Minneapolis right now, and I have all the equipment. And so it's my face with a beard and his face with a beard, and it's just, like, awesome. It's so cool looking. It's just silhouette. It's super simple, and it's just beautiful. So shout out,
Yeah,
Kate.
that's really cool.
That is amazing of you. Thank you so much. I can never repay you for something that awesome. And that's how I want to end the podcast.
All right. Peace out.